And we're back!
Thanks, Toby.
How are you, Charbel?
Very well. How are you?
Charbel, I'm amazing. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Charbel Zeaiter from XI Academy.
Academy XI.
Academy XI.
I know everyone says that. It's really funny. That was, thank you.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, we've been around for 2 years now. Looked at where the market is right now. There's a chronic shortage of skills in the market around the new wave of design, which is experience design, UX service design. And we're also looking at the wave of technology about to hit us, which is the blockchain. Yeah. So we're rapidly trying to train people. We are training them into these new and emerging fields.
So courses?
Courses, yeah. We've got part-time courses. We've launched out full-time courses as well in UX now. Next year is growth marketing. And towards the end of the year we'll start shifting things a little. And we're working on online. So by March we'll have our online courses.
So people come to you and say, hey, I have an idea for this new product, new design, maybe it's currency, maybe it's whatever, and then want to learn the skills to create it? Or are they like, hey, I'm just interested in creating or learning the skill set, I don't know what I'm going to create? Yeah,
it's a mix of both. Sometimes it's people who are seeing all these jobs appearing, and they're amazing jobs like UX and service design are the big ones, and they either want to upskill or reskill into these fields. So it's people who want to shift their careers. And also we do get a lot of startups coming in wanting to learn specific skills. And in our growth marketing, which is digital marketing, much more mature than that, we do get mostly startups who've got their own product that they want to work on. But for us, the same question that we asked ourselves, what problem are we solving, is usually the question we ask in pretty much every program we teach.
I love it. I read a statistic the other day. I'm not sure if it's a statistic or a headline, that universities are going to go bankrupt in the next 10, 20 years because there's companies and organizations like yourself that are sort of eating the traditional courses are kind of like they've had their time. Can you comment or?
Yeah, it's I like that sort of drama. It's some things it is absolutely true. What a lot of the stats are now saying in that is that people who go to university now, about 40% of them won't have a job to go to in 3 years' time. By the time they finish their degree, unis will still have a place. They've got to adapt. I mean, there's no question. I was speaking with a local uni here about integrating our courses with them. And she said to me, look, good luck. I'm trying to get a change happening within 4 years. And for us, things change every 3 months. So we're adapting every 3 months.
Very interesting.
So with unis, it's like I wouldn't go and see a doctor who did a 10-week course. That's a reality. And whether doctors are relevant in 5 years' time, I don't know.
So that's very interesting. I'm not sure if we're steering way off course here. I had my car service the other day. My father was in the auto mechanic, auto industry. Was a raging entrepreneur. Surprise, surprise. People ask me where I got it from. And something really cool happened. I actually got a text message from the mechanic at the dealership, and he took me on a tour with a virtual. Like I clicked on the link and he's like, hey Toby, thanks for joining. I just want to let you know the tires over here, they're in perfect condition. And over here we found this little issue here, but really well and compliant. Thanks for, and basically tutorialed me through my car experience.
Amazing.
Now back in the day, my dad used to come home covered in grease and clothes stained, and this mechanic in the showroom was it's become more of a computer than it has a combustion engine.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the representation of the changes that are coming. And there's no question about what automation is going to do. There's no question about how many jobs will become irrelevant. So these mechanics aren't mechanics; they're engineers now. And that's that's a massive shift from what was a trade into what is now a discipline.
Amazing,
and that's the whole thing. It's just there's still problem solvers that've got to be able to investigate a problem and find a solution, which is exactly what designers do these days. So it's a really interesting shift, and it's kind of terrifying and exciting, especially when we start to see the wave of you experience VR, and it's immature now, and we're preparing for what's about to happen. So you've got all these people who are training moving into these new fields, all these new technologies are coming.
Yep.
All these people are going to move over here, and then we're going to have this vacuum happening. So,
I see it. Actually, you made a very good point before. I was out for dinner a few weeks back with the Australian government. I don't know how I got invited to dinner with the government. I really just have no idea. But I was sitting there, and partly bored out of my brain. But I came back from that, and there was a conversation here that was going on about how industry is moving so rapidly that government is trying to keep up, but because they're so large and so legislative, there's so much red tape. It's just not even a consideration for some of these small businesses anymore, like grants and all this sort of stuff. Now they have their place, but what I'm saying is governments and potentially universities are just not moving as fast as industry, which is creating a massive gap.
It is, and this is interesting. We were at a lunch about a month ago with the British High Commission, and we were talking about education, and one of the questions was around small schools, like we're small, considered small, coming in and supplementing the curriculum at the school level. And the comment was, well, why don't we just copy it? And I said, like, good luck.
Good luck.
Because I said, like, what I was saying before is that by the time you've organised and thought about it, we've already changed.
And I think the curriculum historically was so, like, I've said this before, and I think I actually shared it with you. I was not the best student at school. Like, they tried to squeeze this round peg into a square hole, and it just didn't work. I wasn't rebellious or anything stupid like that. It just sad. Like, it just wasn't for me. And so I think what's happening is, like, things are moving so fast. Like technology, right? I just got the new iPhone X. Not a bragging job, but last year I had the iPhone 7 Plus. The phone was in immaculate condition, but Apple messed with me so bad, as in, like, they told me how amazing the new phone is, that it was outdated, and I basically gave away a very good, not gave away, I had to give it back to Telstra, but gave it back for a brand new phone and pay $150 because that's my plan. The point of the conversation is that things are moving at such a rapid rate that there's almost like another market that's being created here in preference to going and getting a degree in whatever it is,
and that's the thing.
Or in addition to, hey, if you want to be a university student, stick to the game. I'm not trying to belittle or talk down to it, but I think that what we are articulating here or identifying is that industry is moving at such a rapid rate because of technology. Like the mechanic, as an example, he's not a mechanic, like you said. He's an engineer, right? And so the guys that have done, I mean, hopefully the old school guys are now being educated and caught up. Otherwise, it creates a massive unemployment hole.
Well, and that will happen. And that is going to be unavoidable. It's going to be pretty awful. We hear the Elon Musk and Hawkins, people like that talking about Bill Gates speaking about the universal basic income, because that is going to be a reality. In that a lot of people who are doing what is considered traditional jobs now won't be doing those jobs in almost no time.
I see it.
And there's a whole lot of people who will train up. I mean, it's a bit disturbing because some of it has the risk of creating a real elitist society. Those who are digital, those who are not. It's less about money because there are opportunities there, but it's just this divide is going to be around technology. So those with access to technology are the ones who are going to be separated from those who don't have technology. Which is, and that's one of those realities, is that digital, I mean, look at Bitcoin, digital has become currency. The currency for your career, currency for, so it's also a type of currency, which is kind of crazy. That's another massive conversation.
I had a texting storm with my friends in Los Angeles about Bitcoin and get on. Leave me, I'm going to be left in the dust.
I've got a tiny bit and I've seen what it's done, and it's one of those things that's like,
it's just, it feels to me like, I'm sure it feels like to other people that are not tech savvy, but it feels to me like it's just too much of a learning curve and too much to get. And then what worries me is it a Ponzi scheme?
Okay, I won't say that because once we do our blockchain course next year.
So I think there's a great industry there. I don't know enough. So I can't say I don't know enough, so I'm bullish on trying to have a crack.
Yeah, and the thing is that you've got to know enough about the things that you love. Because right now you love your spaces.
Sure.
And that's what you're good at. So you look at what you're building, it's amazing. That's what you focus on.
Yeah.
You can't know everything.
Yeah.
But it's just knowing what the technology is doing, because what will change, the workforce will change.
Totally.
All of a sudden, there was a book, and I can't remember the name of it, from the 70s that predicted this concept of 7 billion corporations of one, which effectively was predicting the freelance society or the small team
Sure.
Shift in the workforce, which is what's happening now.
Totally.
When you look at the growth of co-working,
Yep.
that isn't necessarily what anyone would have predicted, but you look at what's happening in technology, and that's all of a sudden freed people up away from the corporate structure to go and do their own thing, which is what you're doing.
Agile workplaces, like large corporations, are starting to shift into, hey, if you're connected to the net in a safe and secure way, either VPN or whatever, or maybe a new sort of digital connectivity that supersedes the internet, but as long as you're connected, you're working.
Yeah.
And so if you feel more comfortable at Creative Cubes, go to Creative Cubes. If you feel more comfortable in your house, go to your house. Very interesting. So academyxi.com.
That's it.
.com.
Yeah.
No .au?
No, not .au. Well, I think you have that, but just go.
No, I'll link it in the description below. Mate, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for
Good luck with everything. I'd love to circle back with you once you start doing your blockchain courses.
Yeah, that'll be hopefully by April.
Okay, 18. Yeah, so maybe we'll get an update on that and sort of like some new learnings that are going on.
Yeah, amazing. That'd be great.
Charbel, everyone. All right.
Thank
this
you.
was the awkward part. You stay here. I gotta go turn off the iPad. But we're still live streaming.
Oh, great.
So I don't know. Maybe tell a joke or something.
I actually don't know any jokes. I did, but the problem is that they're kind of my age. I'm in dad joke territory now, and they're not funny. So, thank you.